All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads, and we're going to get to it regarding how to market listings. Yours are borrowed to generate buyers and sellers, and we want to make sure that we're doing this every single week, and we're going to walk through that today. Super easy to do. We're going to generate a lot of great buyer leads. Some of those buyer leads are going to have a home to sell. I typically see between 20 and 30% of the buyer leads I have a home to sell. But before we get to that, I got a great text message and email that I want you to send out to your homeowner and home seller leads today. And I want to walk through how to do that. And the idea is to get what our clients call a absolute game changer to your leads. So go ahead and let me know that you can see my screen. You can hear me talking. It looks like people are still coming in. So let's just give it a few seconds here. Brian, good to see you from United Real Estate in Denver, Colorado. Cape Coral with MVP one. Eileen, I'm going to be down there next week. I think on Wednesday, I'm presenting at your office down there. I'm really excited to be down there. Craig, good to see you from Las Vegas. Yes, indeed. All right. Orange, I thought I saw Orange, California. One Vision, awesome. Cynthia, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And StreamYard seems a little bit weird. There we go. All right. Awesome. All right. Things are coming in. Canvas in Miami. Sweet. ERA in Denver. You know what, Lisa? So we just I was working with some of the people from ERA regarding that platform you have with Anywhere, Leads Engine maybe, about making sure the leads get into that program. So I'm not sure if that's something you use. We have an office down in Florida who wanted to make sure their leads were getting in there and getting round robin. So we got all that set up for that office. EXP in Richmond and Tampa and Connecticut. Awesome. So the deal is the listing presentation, the marketing plan from Listings to Leads is an absolute game changer for our clients. So this right here is the default one that you get with your Listings to Leads account. And you can create these where they're specifically for a listing presentation that you're going to go on, where every single image in here is of the homeowner's home. So as they're going through this, they can actually look at their home on every single page and see how it's going to look. You can create these for expired listings, canceled listings, and FSBO listings as well. So there's so many applications for this. Yesterday we did a call where we walked through how to use these to engage expireds, to engage cancels and FSBOs, and some of those hot seller leads that you've got in your database where we don't want to wait for them to come to us. If you think about it, generating seller leads on Facebook can cost anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks. On Google, $30 to $50. So in yesterday's call, which you can find on our YouTube channel, just find Listings to Leads on YouTube, and also where you can find that in your Listings to Leads account. But we walked through how to do that. Today, I want to walk you through from a post that is in our mastermind group before we get into the listing marketing. And again, yours are borrowed. Every single week we want to be marketing listings. But first, I want to walk you through how to prepare this email. And it can also be just set up as a text message and an email to send to your seller leads, all right, and homeowners in your database. So there's two versions of this. Version one is where you're highlighting expertise, and we got high first name. Are you still looking to sell your home and your Folsom home? I've got a 100+ point home marketing plan built from local market insights and top agents nationwide to help homes sell fast and for top dollar. See it here. And so there's a bit.ly link right there. And what I want to do first is walk you through how to prepare this so that it looks absolutely sharp. It looks amazing. And then how to prepare that bit.ly link and get it out the door. There is a second version. Pick which one you want. You can try both, right? Send one out to some of the leads in your database, send the other one out to others, see which one performs better for you. I think they're both going to perform phenomenal. The second one here, though, talks about is highlighting the fact that we're coming up to the end of the summer seller season. try to say that fast. And this one reads, "Hi, Frank. We're heading into the final stretch of the summer home selling season, one of the last big windows before the fall market. I put together my 100 plus point home marketing plan to help Folsom homeowners sell quickly and for top dollar in the shifting market." I think they can all relate to that. See it here. So there's that, again, there's that bit.ly link that we're going to create. And then thinking about selling before the season ends. So 2 phenomenal text messages, emails that we want to get out to all the homeowners, all the seller leads that we've got, whether they're in Listings to Leads or they're in another program like Follow Up Boss or Bold or Lofty, what have you. Does that make sense for everybody? Brandy, I will point you into the direction of yesterday's training a little bit later towards the end of this call. Definitely. Thank you for asking. All right. So the first order of business, again, is to dial this in, because you can actually, there's a lot of, there's some things that you're going to want to do, I think, just to, like I said, make it pop and make it just look perfect for you and your market. So let's go to listingstoleads.com, log into your account. You're going to end up on the dashboard like you see here. And I'm going to click listings. Now, the really cool thing is if you don't have any listings, this is created for you automatically. Typically, you'll land on the listings page by default. And then I'm going to click where it says listing presentation right there. So there's 4 tabs across the top. Listings is the first one. Listing presentation is the second one. And if I go to listing presentation print, there is a button here called download. And if I click on that, there is a drop down, and then I can select from any listing in my account to auto populate that presentation. So the flip book, the PDF that we've got for this can be, we can auto populate it from a listing that is in your account. And that way you don't have generic images from us. You've got an actual listing that is in your area. So check this out. If I go back to the listings, all right, so I'm looking at all the listings in my account. If you've got a recently sold listing, you got a current great looking listing in your account that you want to use for this, that is phenomenal. Another thing that sometimes people do is they will upload a previous listing, like a marquee listing that you may have had 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. And we're not marketing it, but what we're going to do, what you can do, is add it to your Listings to Leads account so that this 100 point home marketing plan that we're going to send out looks as good as you can possibly imagine. All right, Brandy, hold on one second there, and we'll get back to that in a minute. But first, let me show you how to make sure we got the best option available for that dropdown. And that's going to be, so again, do you see all the listings I can select from to auto-populate that flip book in PDF? So I got a lot of great listings here, pendings and solds and actives. And, it really doesn't matter what the status of the listing is. Now, you may be new to Listings to Leads and you don't have a previously sold listing that you might want to use. You may not have any listings. You have no sold listings at all. You can add a dummy listing to your account, kind of like a training listing that you can add to your account. And so what you can do is click Add Listing. Now, if we get your listings coming in from a data feed, you can click My MLS Listings, and that will import all the listings from the data feed. You can grab a listing. So you can click here, the grab, enter the zip code MLS ID number, select whether it's your listing or not, and grab it. But what I'm going to show you here is manual. And then I can select the status of the listing I want to add. So maybe it was a sold listing from a few months ago, but it's just a perfect, beautiful listing. I got great photos for it, and it will show off really well in that presentation that we're going to send out to all of our homeowner and home seller leads. So I'll select sold, give myself a headline, street, city. The whole thing should take you less than 3 or 4 minutes. All right, add the price if you want to. Even if you don't worry about it. Property description, just copy and paste. Click Save and Add Photos. you only need one photo. So maybe you don't have the photos anymore. Go grab a photo, go by, take a quick photo with your phone. Again, we're not going to use this to do Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. What we're going to just use it for is creating this presentation, because I wanted this presentation to be the best it can possibly be for you. And once you add the listing to your account, it will drop into your account. So to be on the listings dashboard, and then if I come back to listing presentation, and so Brandy, to your question, where was that drop down at? It was under listing presentation print. And I click download, and then right here. So I can select the most perfect listing I've got that I want to show off to all the homeowners, because, think about it. You may have a low end listing, a medium listing, but then you got that beautiful higher end listing that you really want to show off. Well, now you can do that. And I've selected the listing here, 131 Tomlinson Drive in Folsom, that sold a while back. So that's the listing that's going to populate through this presentation. All right, then I can click download. So this is the PDF, but the one that we're going to use is the flipbook. And so here's the flipbook. The PDF is just the PDF version. So the PDF, this is what we're going to use when we go into a listing presentation. All right. And in yesterday's call, we talked about how to create these so that the homeowner's home is on every single page in the PDF and the flipbook for them. And again, you can do that for listing presentation, expired, canceled, and FSBO as well. Tammy, if there's no drop down, Tammy, if there's no drop down, that must mean you may have no listings in your account. So go ahead and get with our support team, or add a listing either from your MLS, from Grab, or from doing it manually, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. Yeah, it probably just means that there's no listings in your account. But definitely get with our support team and they'll square you away, make sure that you're good to go with that. All right, so now I'm going to click the View tab. All right, and so this is the link. And you can see here, you can click through it. And if you haven't had a chance to go through this yet, take a few minutes. This is changing the game for so many of our clients, because when they present the custom ones for a listing presentation, man, they're getting those listings signed so fast. All right. So again, you can see here how powerful this is. It's helping agents justify their commissions a lot easier. All right. When you show a homeowner this presentation right here, especially the one that's created for their home specifically, you're going to get a lot more of those listings signed. You'll be able to get higher commissions as well. And so now what I want to do is I want to take this URL. I'm just going to take off that right there. So I'm going to take this URL here. And I mean, you could actually put this URL in a text message if you want. In fact, let's just do that first. So let's go back into the mastermind group. I'm going to grab this. I'm just going to copy that right there. And I'm going to go to Follow Up Boss. Now I'm going to show you how to do it as an email. And I'm just going to paste it in there. And I'm just going to swap out that bit.ly link with my link. So here's my, right there. Let me close this one. I got to open up in another tab right there. So I'm just going to copy my flipbook link and put that link right there. Look at that. It looks absolutely awesome. I'm going to take that, put it in the subject line. And then I'm going to get that out the door. I'm going to delete that right there. We don't need that. And then I'm going to send this to all the leads in my database. And then I'm going to turn around. And if you've got text messaging, you may have mass text messaging in your CRM. I would send it out through your CRM as well. Just make sure you got the right first name tag, which will usually is coming default in your CRM. And if you want to, you could use the city tag if you get that set up in your CRM, which most of you do. You could also just delete that and just have it send out like that right there. And preview the email. All right, looks great. And just get that out the door. Send that out to your database. They're gonna click it. They're gonna see. They'll open up the flipbook just like this right here. They can go through it and start engaging these homeowners and these home sellers in your database. If you go back into the Facebook group right here, there's also a second version. And this one is highlighting that it's the end of the summer sales season, like I referenced a little bit earlier. So, if you want to use whichever one you think would work best for you, but both will work phenomenal to get this presentation in front of more of those homeowners, because the quicker we can get this in front of our homeowners and home sellers that are in our database, the more of them are going to be just blown away. And when you get ready to go to a listing presentation, or you talk to them and they say, hey, I'd love to learn more about it. What I would do then is, let me show you this right here. So see this listing in my account, 1200 Riley Street in Folsom, and the status is listing presentation. There's the one that we just looked at, which is the general one, which would be appropriate to send out to all of our database. But this is the one that is now showing the homeowner's home on every single page, including the cover page. So we got the cover page here, the complete marketing plan to get your home sold, prepared for John Doe. So it's got the homeowner's name right there at 1200 Riley Street in Folsom, California. So this one here specifically for the homeowner that I'm going to go meet with, because, I could take my general one, but the general one is better to use in a kind of a mass texting or mass emailing, or maybe putting up on Facebook, putting it on social media to show people our overall marketing plan. But when it comes to one-on-one, whether it's a one-on-one with a listing presentation, one-on-one with an expired listing homeowner, a canceled listing homeowner, a FSBO, well, now I can create them in listings to leads. And I'll just show you real quickly how to do it in a second. Let me show you for canceled. And you can see that I've got expired. I got for sale by owner. So here's the one I created for a listing that went expired in my area. And look how beautiful this is. The complete marketing plan to get your canceled home sold. Prepared for Frank Olate at 689 Whitney Elm Way in Folsom, California. And when I go meet in that listing presentation with whether they're just going to sell their home may be expired, maybe their home was canceled, every single image in this is now of their home. All right, and they scan that QR code. And if anybody wants to take a quick minute and do that, you can scan that QR code, and you're going to see that the screenshot of the single property website, the mobile version, is what's going to pop up on your phone. And when a homeowner does that, they are just absolutely blown away. They absolutely love it. And again, it's going to help you justify your commissions more. It's going to help you get those listing agreements signed faster. It's going to help the homeowner cancel any other listing appointment they may have had with other agents. And it's going to help you a lot in your stress level. In fact, I was talking to a coach this morning, and he was saying, he goes, the agents, they just freeze sometimes when the homeowner says, well, how are you going to market my property? And you don't want to just take out a 1 or 2 pager. You want to have, and so what a lot of people do is they'll print this up, because there's the PDF version. So they'll print it up as a leave behind, and then they'll present on the laptop or a tablet this version right here. And again, every single image in here is of that homeowner's home. So you're going to get, so the process is, we want to get this in front of more homeowners. All right. We want to get in front of the homeowners in our database. We want to get it in front of the seller leads in our database, because again, the more of them that see this, the more are going to engage us, because they're going to see just like, man, especially in a market like this, where there's a lot of homes expiring, a lot of homes that are getting canceled, the listings are. and you walk in with a 26-page marketing plan that just covers everything under the sun. Now, if you want to add in, you could, create more sheets that you want to stick with it as well. You can do that. It would be separate, so you could put it with a PDF version. But and I would say, don't worry about that, because this is enough to seal the deal. Right? If you want to talk about 3D tours that you do or property videos that you do, go ahead and do it. But the 26 pager that we've got, whether it's the flip book or the PDF, are going to seal the deal for you. All right. Any questions on that before we get into listing marketing? If needed, get into the mastermind group. So if you go to the mastermind group, you'll see this post, and it's titled "Send the text below to homeowners, set of leads in your database." Go ahead and leave comments, leave questions, leave your feedback under this. I will respond to that later today and make sure that everybody here is good to go, because I know if you get this out via email, out via text to your leads and your homeowners, you're going to be looking amazing. Which do you take to the listing presentation? I would take both. So I would print the booklet. Now I'd put it in a better binder. So I've gone to, like, for example, Office Depot. You can look on Amazon for a nice binder, like maybe a leather binder that you want, a presentation binder. This is just a quick one. When you watch yesterday's call, you'll get more information about this binder that I'm using. Yeah. So when I'm in a listing presentation, I've got the nicer version. But when I want to print this up and maybe I'm going to door knock an expired or door knock a canceled listing, because they're getting 200 phone calls from agents, right? They're getting call after call after call after call. Well, when everybody's going that way, I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to head them off at the pass, because when that canceled homeowner sees the presentation, the complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold, or the complete marketing plan to get your canceled home sold, it's got their name on it, it's got their home on it, it's got their address right on it, it's got a picture of their home on every single page, they're going to forget about everybody else they talk to, and you are going to become the natural person to relist their property. Awesome. Cynthia, yeah, I will accept you after this call. That'll be the first thing I do, is I'll go through and I'll make sure everybody gets in there. And you might get in there from our support team between now and then anyways. All right. So that is awesome. You got it. So now let's get to listings. So this is so important. Every week, you really should be marketing listings, yours or borrowed. Think of listings as inventory for real estate agents. And if you're watching this on recording, go to listingstoleads.com/listings. And from there, you're going to see a quick overview of why this matters, because it's promoting our brand. All right. We don't want to disappear on social media, to our database, to our farm, right? We want to make sure that our brand is always out front. And the number one thing that people really gravitate towards are looking at listings. That's one of the phenomenal things. Now, we have all the PDF guides where you can talk about, the 6 things to check before buying a home, or 25 mistakes home sellers make and how to avoid them. We have all of that content as well. But listings is one of the things that you're going to want to make sure that you do every single week. Again, yours or borrowed. So we're going to promote our brand. We're going to generate buyer leads. All right. We're going to attract seller leads as well. For the accounts that I manage, again, 20 to 30% of those buyer leads have a home to sell. They're moving in our area. So you're going to be able to double in some of the stuff. In fact, I had a client that just did that recently, where he got a buyer lead. They had a home to sell, and he sold the home and helped them buy a new one. And it's going to help us win more listings. Right? When you're, especially if you're a little bit newer and you're not comfortable marketing listings, and you go into a listing presentation and you don't have any experience to talk through about how you market listings, it can show. And so we want to make sure that we are on top of marketing listings every single week. And this is coming soon, just listed, and it could be active or open house. And you can click on any one of these. These all link to the specific, marketing plan for that status. They're all very similar. The wording will change a little bit. Open house is a little bit more involved, because we got Open House Mastery and we got some other things going on with open houses. But let's get into listings to leads. If you need help adding your listings to your account, get with our support team. They'll help you out with that. And let's go find our listing. So you can see here, I got a coming soon, just listed. I got an active listing and I got an open house. If you ever need to change the status, make sure you keep these updated, because every time I change the status of my listing, whether it's from just listed to active or active to open house or open house to pending and then to just sold, it unlocks and it creates an entire new marketing funnel that's going to help you generate more buyer and seller leads. So we will look at my open house listing here. And so again, this is going to be appropriate for any listing coming soon, just listed, active, or open house. You'll land on the overview. So you can take a look at our overview here. This will link to the page that we were just on. We've got a checklist that you can click to download. And a lot of people like these checklists. Every couple of weeks, I'll get a comment from somebody that they really appreciate these because they'll print them up, and you may not be able to get through everything all at once, especially in the beginning. It may take you a couple of days to go through because you're busy. You get a phone call, you're often running to a showing, to a listing presentation, what have you. Something comes up and it's going to interrupt you from getting this done. And so having this checklist here, as odd as it may sound, can help you just kind of check off as you're getting things done. And so in listings to leads, the very first thing is a Facebook and Instagram ad. We have pulled Facebook API into listings to leads. We've got everything set up for you. This should literally take you about 30 seconds to do. It's going to autofill location. We've got a lifetime budget of $35. Now that's a bare minimum. I would do a minimum of $50. A lot of people will do $100 a week. We got people that do $200 to $300 a week. So pick your budget right there. It's going to autofill for 1 week, which is perfect. You can do whatever you want, but 1 week is great. If you need to edit the template, you can do that by clicking Change Template. You can even add a custom image from Canva, wherever you want. You could add a video, right? So I can click here and I can upload a video if I want to. I highly recommend, especially in the beginning, use this template right here, where the primary photo of the listing is on top and you got 3 images along the bottom. And then just click Create Ad. Now I'm going to go through here one more time and show you how to change that template if you need to. But let's just click Create Ad first, because it's literally as easy as confirming the location, adjusting your budget if you need to, and click Create Ad. This is going to be a Facebook lead ad. It's going to capture name, email, and phone number, and also their purchase time frame. What's the time frame for thinking about buying a home? And it's also going to offer them the ultimate guide to buying a home. Absolutely beautiful. One caveat I will say is don't put too much attention or confidence in whatever they say. So many times people say, well, I get a lot of people that are just dreaming, and they think that's a bad thing. Or people say, I'm looking to buy a property in 12 plus months, and they think that's bad. Well, here's the thing. The goal, in fact, let me bring up, I've got a great post on Facebook ads where we did a interview with a couple of our clients. And for those of you that want to get a little bit deeper on Facebook ads, but still keep it super easy, I'm going to give you a link and I'm going to drop it into, in fact, I will make sure I drop this into the mastermind group a little bit later as well. But click that link right there that I just dropped into the StreamYard chat. And there's a blog post called Facebook ads or struggling with Facebook ads and follow up. That link right there. And again, I'll put that in the mastermind group a little bit later, but that will show you and walk you through how to make sure you are showing up on Facebook in a way to bring in a nice constant flow of leads. Now, I did mention about the image right here, the template. If you need to change it, One of the biggest faults I see with ads is bad images. So what will happen is you'll upload your images into the MLS and you'll have 4 images of the front of the house as the first 5 images, and then it'll be 3 or 4 images of the kitchen, 3 or 4 images of the living room. You get my point? And we really want it to be the best 4 images of the listing. So let me show you how to do that. If you click change template right here, the blue button in the ads workspace, this is going to pop up. And then right below it, I can select different templates. So yours may look like this. It may look like this. Any of these are fine. The best one, though, is this one right here. Head and shoulders above everything else. The very first one, that is the one I would select. And then we just want to make sure that we have the best 4 photos for our listing. And this is whether it's a borrowed listing or it's our listing. And to make sure to select, if you need to, there's a little edit button in the top left. And once you do this once, it'll carry forward throughout every single other status and every other ad that we do going forward. And now if I need to change an image, I'll just click on the top left where it says change image. And then I can just select a different image. This is the same image because it's already a good one. But check this right. So I got a living room image right here. And I'll just swap the kitchen with the living room so you can see how this works. So I'll say, now I want the kitchen in the bottom left. Because you may have 3 or 4 or 5 images of the kitchen. There's going to be 1 or 2 that are better than the other ones. Because invariably, and I see this all the time, where there'll be 4 or 5 images of the kitchen, and 2 or 3 of the images are like a side profile or the refrigerator. When what I really want is to show the best image of that kitchen. I want to show the best image of the front. I want to show the best image of the living room. And so now I've got 2 images of the kitchen, and that's not what we want, like I mentioned. So again, I click the little editor icon there on the top left. I select the best image of my living room, insert it. Everybody get that? Very simple. I can even change the color. So again, when I click edit, I can change the color to whatever I want. Now, I will say I like red the best. And the reason I like red is because most of Facebook is blue and white. Facebook colors are blue, white background. And so red really, really stands out nicely. And the last thing I'll just mention here is I can even change the text. So if I want to change this text to be like deal of the week, or I can say open house deal of the week, right? Just to show you how this is all editable. Hit apply, save that. And now when I click the create ad button, well, that's now what will show up on Facebook. Everybody clear on that one? This should literally, and once I edit my template like this, it will save that going forward so that I'll never have to do it again. One little tip I do, like if I'm going to run this listing again next week or the week after, I might change the red color to something else. Or if there's another good image of the front, or maybe swap out the kitchen and the living room just so it doesn't look the exact same every single week. Or again, you could upload a Canva image, you can upload a video, a lot of great stuff that you can do there. Next up, we want to do a social media post. So this will auto post up to Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and Google. So you can see what it looks like on every platform. And again, I can even change the image here if I want to. So if I want to say, you know what, give me, I'm not sure why that's not showing up there, but I can say, give me Facebook. And it's just like, give me a rectangle or give me squared. Save it. And typically this will auto post as soon as I either add the listing or I change the status, because you'll have that set up in your profile. But if you need to, I can click post now. I can click schedule. I can connect more social accounts if I need to. And again, you saw the edit image right there. Now, there's one thing that's not in this list right here. And when you go to listingsleads.com/ the status of the listing, so listingsleads.com/ coming soon, just listed, open house, active, even pending and just sold. On here, I've got a training and examples of how to do Instagram, Facebook stories, TikTok, YouTube shorts with links and polls where available. So this is different from the short form video script that we've got for you, where you can do a short form video of yourself talking about the property. These are using images and video clips. So check this out. So right here, and this is at the link I gave you a little bit earlier. If I click here, check this out on Instagram. This is so cool. And there's music playing in the background, but I got it turned off for this, obviously. But that's actually, I just downloaded the template from Listings to Leads and I uploaded it to Instagram. It could just be the regular image of my standard image from my photographer, the one that I took. It could be an image I created from Canva. It could be whatever. It could be a video clip. And I'll show you an example of a video clip in a minute. But what I want you to pay attention to is notice the poll. And I got examples of polls for you on that same page. Looking to buy a home in the next 12 months? Yes, send me the home buying guide. And it's a little bit low because it's on a desktop on a phone. It looks perfect. And the second option is no, I need to sell my home. But check this out. And I got even better examples right from my Facebook story, right from TikTok. I'm linking to my single property website. So anyone that are on these platforms can now access my single property website. But it gets even better. And I got a training on this. I'll show you where the training is if you don't know how to do this. So I got an open house, and I've got a link to get the guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. And that's a PDF guide from Listings to Leads where they can download that guide. I've got another poll. Is this kitchen your vibe? So people can select and I can engage my audience. Here's an example with a little video clip. All right. So this could have been coming soon, just listed, for sale. And if I go back to that one, that's linking to the single property website. And I got another poll. Here's another video clip for open house. And this one's got a link. Look at that. Free ultimate guide to buying a home download. People click, they go to the landing page, and they can download the guide. And there's another poll. So check that out. There's examples on, if you go back here, click here for Instagram for, some more examples. There is, in fact, right here where it says, see the 5-day Instagram TikTok campaign here. There's 5 different days. So we've got it actually mapped out for you. So you can do 5 days of this kind of stuff for your listing. And if you've never done Instagram with polls or links, there's a training video here. It's like 5 minutes long, super short. And there's also one for TikTok as well. So the great thing about that is it's just free. And it's a great way to engage your audience. And it's a great way to put more links out there for people to download the PDF guides. For the pending and sold listings, we talk about putting a home value landing page link in there. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to engage your audience. All right, any questions on that? Next up is tools for the seller. Now, this is not for agents that are borrowing a listing. This is for listing agents. And these are 2 tools that are really going to help you get some of the best leads out there. Some of the best leads are going to come from the seller's sphere of influence for you listing agents. And these tools right here will go out at every status. And it's amazing. The agents that use this absolutely love it. And yeah, we do auto post to your Google page, but you can't do those things I was just sharing with you on Google. All right. So we will auto post to Google. No problem. You can set that up in your Listings to Leads account. But those vertical videos or vertical images, either one that you want to do with polls and links, cannot be done on Google. All right. So these are two tools for the seller. One is a social media post, and the other one is an e-flyer. And the reason these are so powerful is because the homeowner, right, your client as a listing agent, um, obviously knows you, and they know a lot of other people most likely. Even if they only know a few people, it'll still work. And so we want to get this on their Facebook page, and we want them to share it via email so that we can engage more of the people they know. And it works so beautifully. And it wasn't even my idea when we first came up with it. It was actually one of our clients who was doing this and said, "Hey, can you just build this into Listings to Leads?" And what it will do is people click, it links right to the single property website, and you're going to generate leads from there via the email in particular. But on Facebook, people are going to start liking it. They're going to start commenting on it, and you can engage them. So check this out. Just click the green send to seller button, drop in their email address right here and the salutation, and click send. Yes, send it. Go right here for the e-flyer for the seller. Click the green button. That will autofill from what you did above, but we want you to be the one sending it to the seller. So we're not going to send both of them without you adding in their stuff right here. So just click send. Yes, send it. And what will happen is the seller will get 2 emails, and they're coming from your email address. So they're going to think you sent this to them. You're going to get CC'd, so you'll know they got it. All right. In fact, your version will say, "Hey, Tammy, your sellers, Lauren and Ian, just got this email," so that you'll know, okay, Lauren and Ian got the email, your sellers. Then you're going to call them up. And it's a super easy script. I've got it on the previous page that we were looking at. So again, if you go to listingstoleads.com/listings, click the status of the listing that you're marketing, and I've got all of this there, even the script I'm going to give you right now. So you're going to call the seller up. You're going to say, "Hey, Tammy, this is Scott, and just want to let you know we just got your property. It's now in the MLS, and it's on Realtor.com. It's on Zillow. I got a Facebook ad out that should be live here shortly. I've got some social media stuff that's going live. We're going to be marketing it to our database of 500 buyer leads. And I sent you a couple of things, something to post on your Facebook page and something for you to share via email, because in this crazy market, we don't want to leave any stones unturned. And you likely know people who know people that would love to buy in this area." And that's pretty much all you have to say. Sellers love it. If I didn't show the entire email, so here's the e-flyer that they'll share with people. And I've had so many comments from people that it just makes you look like a rock star. So what's going to happen is the seller, they just literally copy and paste it. The email looks just like this. The email literally has this right in the email. And you can always send yourself a test email so you can see what it looks like first, which I recommend that you do. We always want to be comfortable in what we are doing, so that test email can help you be just a little bit more comfortable, so you know how it's going to look and how it's going to work. But when this is on the seller's Facebook page, their friends start commenting, their friends start liking. So what I would recommend is that you go like the post on their page after they post it, and leave a quick comment. So for example, if it's just listed, you could say, "Hey, that looks great. All right. We have a lot of great marketing. I'm super excited." Just something super easy like that. Maybe it is an open house. You might say, "Hey, that looks great. Excited for the open house this weekend," right? Something like that. If it's coming soon, if it's active, just put something, just even if all you put was, "That looks great." The beautiful thing about that is now when other people start commenting on that post, you're going to be notified. And so you're going to get a Facebook notification saying, "Hey, Craig just commented on Tammy's post," and you're going to get a notification. I would go check it. And then if it's something along the lines of like, "Hey, great photos, super excited for you," I would like that comment. And if there's something that's appropriate for me to comment back on, I would comment, because that's going to connect me even more with these people. And now maybe they friend me, maybe I friend them. They start seeing more of my stuff. All right. You see how that works? So We want to get tied into these people tighter on social media. And this is a great way to do that. So make sure if you are the listing agent, get these two tools to the seller. Next up is the nearby homeowner letter. This is one of the best tools in the industry. And I'm going to bring that up. I'll come back to this in a second. But this tool, I'm going to just download it. It's a letter. We want to send this letter out. We either mail it or door knock with it. If you get more time than money, use a company like Zaire Mail, Mailbox Power, Thanks.io. Just download it and go to the website and get it out the door. Typically, in fact, we just had a client in the mastermind group say that they use this usually 2 times per listing. They send out about 100 each mailing, and they get listings regularly from it. So she literally said, we get listings regularly from it, sending it out on average about 2 times per listing. It's so easy. The letter lets the neighbors know that the property, whether it's just listed, coming soon, for sale, having an open house, lets them know they get more information right here. They can also send a text to get the mobile responsive single property website. They can scan the QR code, and it will let them know that when this home is sold, it will affect their home's value. So this is a great, great letter to motivate people to engage with it. A couple of keys. I would say if you can door knock, I would door knock all day long with this thing. This is such a great conversation starter. And I've actually been with agents door knocking with this letter. And I've seen people have between 5 to 10 conversations with only 100 letters. I mean, it's literally that good because you're going to door knock. All right. So real quickly, quick role play here. I would door knock. I would take a step back. They come to the door. I would hand the letter to them, and I would say, we're 15 Ambient Way, just around the corner, just listed for sale, or we're having an open house, or it's coming soon. My name is Scott Pierce. I am the listing agent, and I wanted to make sure just to let you know, if you'd like more information about it, there's a QR code or a text code, and you can see all the photos, get all the details about the property. And you're going to know real quickly if they want to have a conversation or not, because a lot of times they might say, oh, where's that house again? Oh, is it the blue one, or is it the one that has, that beautiful tree in the front yard? Oh, how much is it listed for sale? How long has it been listed for sale? Where are they moving to? But it creates really good conversations with people. So door knocking is phenomenal. If you're going to mail it, the key to mailing, whether you do it yourself or you use a service like Zaire Mail, Mailbox Power, Thanks.io, is it's got to have, at a minimum, you want a handwritten font. And those 3 companies are 3 that I know that do that. A handwritten font on the envelope is key, because we want people to think that it's more of a personal thing than a business thing. Because if it looks like a business letter, they're just going to throw it in the trash. I would put a return address on it, but I would not put my brokerage name. So it might look like Scott Pierce, 121 Tomlinson Drive, Folsom, California. Right. I wouldn't put Scott Pierce, 123 Realty. Does that make sense? If you're going to do it yourself, something that I've seen have a lot of success is when people use maybe a colored envelope, like a red envelope, a green envelope, a yellow envelope, just something that's going to stand out and look more like an invitation versus something that came from the water company or the electric company or credit card company. All right. We don't want to look like something businessy. We want to look like something more fun. Now, I will mention this is editable, but you want to edit it as little as possible. If you click here, there's the download, but there's also, it says edit. So you could just say something like, well, for example, it says we're having an open house. So I could say, for example, maybe I'm doing a neighborhood preview for the neighbors only. We're having a NEI neighbor only open house. Now my open house is scheduled from Sunday from 1 to 4, but for the neighbors, it's going to be Thursday from like 4 or 5 to 6 or 7 p.m. I'll say 5 to 7 for the neighbors. So see how easy that is? And now I can download it, mail it, door knock with it, whatever you want. But this letter right here, when you use it, I tell people, use it once while the listing is for sale, typically either as just listed, coming soon, open house. Open house is my favorite because if you're going to borrow a listing to hold open, man, you got to door knock this letter. Oh my gosh. How phenomenal would it be that you borrow a listing to hold open, you print up 100 of these letters, you go door knocking with it, and you get more neighbors to the open house. Because if you attend our open house training, you know how phenomenal our clients do open houses. All right. They will bring the marketing plan with them so all the neighbors can see it. They got the commercial that they'll either put on a laptop or the TV. They will put a few of the PDF print flyers in the open house so buyers and sellers can scan the QR codes and engage. There's so many phenomenal things that Listings to Leads gives you for your open houses that you will get more buyers and sellers. But regardless, one of the best ways to engage the homeowners around that listing is this letter right here. We've also got postcards and door hangers. So if the listing was just listed, then this would just say just listed. I will download it. You can see what it looks like. I'll download the PDF. So here's the front of that card, the postcard, and the door hanger, very similar. Door hangers are awesome as well. It's interesting with door hangers. They take longer to get delivered. So I think if you want to do a door hanger, pending or just sold would be great for a door hanger. So here's the back of the postcard. Here is the front. So again, you can see here, we got the URL, and notice thebestlisting.com. We got the text, they can send a text. We got the QR code automatically. And then the back of that postcard, and this all your colors, all your branding, your logo will be there, your picture will be there. And in the back of the postcard, it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. And they're invited to get a home value estimate here, or they can even send a text, and that's automatic as well. Tammy says, I use the postcards for my open house and I go on a long walk and put them on the neighbor's door. Yeah, Tammy, seriously. Yeah, I totally get it. I think that's phenomenal. And the postcards look great, right? Those postcards look awesome. Who do you order the postcards from? Yeah, that's awesome. We've got circle prospecting scripts. So if you are circle prospecting, we got a phenomenal script. Essentially, it's just letting them know, in this case, that we're having an open house at 15 Ambient Way on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m., just around the corner from them. You sent them a letter, a postcard, or a door hanger, or if you didn't, there's two versions of this. One where we do a door knock or a mailing, and one where we don't. So you got your pick the appropriate option there. But for the one where you did, I just want to make sure that you got that. And if you didn't, you can always text 10006 to 25678 and get the virtual tour sent to you. With the way the market is now, I just want to make sure to let you know about this. Please let me know if you'd like more information. Maybe you want to schedule a showing. And when this home sells, it's going to affect your home's value. And so what I'm going to do after this home sells is I'm going to be preparing some home value estimates, some equity updates. Would Scott@listingstoleads.com be the best email to send that to? So if you're circle prospecting and you're getting their information from whether it's RedX or MyPlusLeads, you got their name, their phone number, their email address, and we're going to use the fact that there's a listing right around the corner from them. And the reason for us calling is to let them know about that listing being for sale. But the real reason is to let them know that when it sells, it will affect their home value. And we're going to offer them to send them a home value. All right. And we want to make sure that we get the right email address. So it's a great script. So if you are circle prospecting or you got RedX, I would make sure I do this all day long. All right. all day long. Next up is for your database. All right, your database is chock full of people, whether they're thinking about buying or selling right now, or in 3 to 6 months, 12 plus months. We've got an e-flyer. And again, the e-flyer links to the single property website. If anybody here do property videos or 3D tours, you do know, I hope, that you can get those all into Listings to Leads. I think by now you've seen my single property website where I've got all of that stuff in there. But here we want to let our database know. Right? We want to let our database know about our new listing, about our coming soon listing, about the listing that we are marketing this week that's not even ours. It doesn't matter. We want to let our database know about the open house, right? Whatever it is for that we're marketing this week, we want to let our database know about it. So we got an email, and we've also got a call script, because I want you to call through your database. Not everybody, but if you can call 5 to 10 people a week in your database, let them hear your voice, let them know that you care, you're here to add value. So I can send this to all the leads in my Listings to Leads account. There's a drop down. So any lead in Listings to Leads, I can just send it to them by selecting appropriately in that list. Click Send Now. I can send a test email to myself. And lastly, I can copy the code. So we got copy code with signature. That's just your Listings to Leads signature, which I'll show you. And copy for FUB. I'm just going to click copy with FUB. Go to your CRM or email program where you're going to send out an email. The only tricky part, and it's not tricky, but the only step is click insert HTML and then paste in that code from Listings to Leads. And look at this, that beautiful e-flyer that's going to rotate, a little slideshow. Again, we're letting our database know when this property sells. It will affect all the home values nearby. And I'm just going to say open house. So that could have been just listed, coming soon, for sale in Folsom. Give it whatever subject line you want, but that one does work. And when your database clicks here, they're going to go to the single property website for the listing. And when they click that second image, right, there's your Listings to Leads signature. But here's the second graphic in that same email. When they click here, they're going to go to a what is your home worth landing page. So right from that email. So we're not doing a two-step process. We're sending out, we're saying, hey, listen, here's a new listing in your area. All right, we're having an open house, just listed, coming soon, for sale. And we're giving them information about the listing. And then we're letting them know, hey, when this home is sold, it'll affect your home value. And boom, they can go get their home value right here. And then down here, we got the Listings to Leads signature. And so we got an email for our database, but then we also want to call through. So again, I would call through some of my warmer leads, some of my hotter leads, just to stay in touch and let them know I'm thinking about them. I would call through maybe a few of my colder leads just to get a touch on a feel for what are they thinking. Maybe all of a sudden something changed and now they're thinking about buying or selling. And so we've got 2 versions of the script here, similar to the circle prospecting. One where the e-flyer, where they didn't get it, one where they did. But you're essentially going to call them up and just say, hey, Tammy, Scott here at Listings to Leads, and I want to let you know about a new listing that just came to market at 15 Ambient Way in Folsom. I sent you an email with a link to the property website with all the photos and details, and I just want to make sure you got that. All right. If you didn't get it, let me know and I can resend it to you. Just with the way the market is right now, I'm letting all my VIP clients know about this. If there's any information about it you'd like or you want to schedule a showing, let me know. And when this home sells, right, very similar to that e-flyer, when this home sells, it's going to affect home values nearby. Would Tammy@xyz.com be the best email to send your updated home value to? If they own a home, but it's not near that listing, there's another version right here. And then if they're a buyer lead, we got another version here. So we got 3 versions that should cover everybody in your database. Again, we want our database to know that we're around, we're adding value, We care about them. And I'll tell you what, if I get them on the phone or even if I leave a voicemail, I may also offer one of the PDF guides. You see how we got the tab called PDF guides? There's 80 different guides in there. And we got people that just call through their database offering them the guides. All right. They might call through the database and say, hey, John Scott here at Listings to Leads. And we got a great new guide, the ultimate guide to selling your home. And I wanted just to call and offer that to you if that might be something that you'd be interested in. And you'd be surprised at how many people would be like, yeah, or 6 things to check before buying a home, or 25 ways to increase your home value. Right? We have so many great guides that you can use to engage your audiences. Yeah, Cynthia. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Just drop the code in there. Or actually, what you can do is, like, for example, for Gmail, if I go here for Gmail, you know what you can do? And you can do this you can do this in Follow Up Boss. Just check this out. So if I go back to Follow Up Boss, to be honest, I don't even know why I do the code thing, because this works as well. Just highlight and copy. You can literally just do that in any email program. You see what I did there? All I did is I click eFlyer and I just highlight it. I just copy it. Right? I'm going to highlight the whole thing. Command C, Control C, whatever it is on your computer. Go to your email, Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, bold, Follow Up Boss, obviously, because I'm using Follow Up Boss right here. All the links will work. All right. Easy, easy, easy. All right. Short form video script. Short form video is free. It's engaging. Whether you're getting 50 views, 500 views, or 5,000 views, you want more content. All right. There's no shortage, or there's no such thing as too few videos. All right. Or images or content, whatever it is. I already gave you the training and the examples for TikTok and Instagram short form videos using images and video clips. This right here is a short form video script for you to record. What I would do is I would either do a green screen, which is easy to do on TikTok. In fact, the biggest reason I like TikTok is I like their video editor the best. With TikTok, I could do a green screen really easily. And even if you don't have a big audience on TikTok, I can record there and then I can download it and upload it to Instagram, upload it to Facebook, upload it to YouTube, even upload it to LinkedIn if I want to. So many great uses. I like TikTok for their the captions. I think TikTok has the best captions outside of something like Descript or CapCut. With TikTok, it's easy to splice the video. So if you need to cut out something, it's easy to do in TikTok. So even if TikTok is not your main social media platform, the editor that they have is so good that I like to upload it there first. I get it, the way I want it. Then I post it. And then after I post it, I just download it. And then I upload it to Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So easy. All right. Single property websites and virtual tours. Open house sign-in form. We're not going to be covering that today. Give me 2 to 3 more minutes. We'll be done here. So we cover this during our open house training. But I do want, in fact, let me start with sign writers first. No matter the status of your listing, make sure you get one of these from your association or wherever. This should be on top of the yard sign. All right. Coming soon, just listed, for sale, open house, obviously pending. You may or may not be able to do just sold. And then we want to get this. You can order it from us, right? Dirt cheap signs right here. Most people just do it locally. All right. You can select the colors. So I can say, I can change it to red. I can put in the RGB, right? Whatever color I want. So it matches my branding. And then I download it. And then I just send it to my local place. The great thing about these is these will stay with your account. So I can move that yard sign around and around and around. And let me come back to the link here. I'm going to scroll down. There's a great picture of what it should look like. Here we go. So whatever the status of that listing is, again, coming soon, just listed, active / for sale, or open house, obviously pending. We want the status writer on top. And then we want what I call like the text to writer, this one right here, below the arm, just like you saw in that picture. All right, so again, it should look something like this. All right, status right here on the top in red, whatever color you're going to use. Then we got the text to right there, again, whatever color you want to use. And then we got our main part of the yard sign that doesn't convert. All right, we know that. That's not, you know that already. And then the reason why I skipped listing flyers is because A, these are great for your open house, but B, I highly recommend getting an acrylic flyer holder for your yard sign, and make sure to put some of these in there. These have the text codes. They've got the QR codes. They got the call to actions and the URL right here. So when, a lot of times buyers will do a drive-by. So they may see an ad, they may see a post, they may have gotten an email, and they do a drive-by of the property. They see that they can text to get the property website, or they see the listing flyer, and you can see the listing flyer here is going to engage them to either scan or send a text code. But either way, it dramatically increases the ability for us to generate both great seller leads from the neighbors and buyer leads from people doing drive-bys. I can't get a local printer to do one sign. Okay, yeah, really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. All right, well, then use dirt cheap signs. They can totally do it. For dirt cheap signs, just download it. So pick your color. And again, I can reuse this from listing to listing to listing. So I don't need to, that extension 1006 in this case, that can be reassigned either when the listing is sold or at any time. That extension can be assigned to another listing. So if I've got the sign writer printed, I can just move it to my next listing and move it to my next listing and so on. All right. How are we all doing? I'm pretty much done. We've gone through social media, free and paid. We've gone through the database, getting the e-flyer, right? We got a nice little call script. We went through farm and circle prospecting, whether we got the letter, the door hanger, or the postcard. We went through a circle prospecting script. We talked a little bit about door knocking and how that conversation might look. We talked about the yard sign and how that should be optimized. When we did a survey a few years back, over 50% of people can track listings and buyers to the yard sign when they do it the way I just shared with you. So we want to make sure that we get that done. And we don't want to be, man, it is so sad how many yard signs I see driving around that just have the agent's name, 10-digit phone number, right? Nothing exciting, nothing that's going to engage people. All right. Any questions here? Tammy says you can just use the TikTok Studio too. Yeah. I don't even have a need for TikTok Studio hardly, Tammy. I just use the regular video editor. To be honest with you, I just have never gotten into because the TikTok Studio is essentially CapCut, I think. I know my son, right? For those of us that are lucky enough to have teenagers in the house, and your kids will know how to do this. So if you're lucky enough and you got a teenager in the house, you don't know how to use TikTok, trust me, I learned from him, and he showed me. I think one of the best things I learned from him was how to use the split function. So when you're doing a video and you say something completely or you hiccup or whatever, and you want to just cut a part of it out of the video without having to redo the whole thing, there's a function called split, and it's super easy to do. Go edit, split, and then you just kind of use your finger and kind of move over the part that you want to edit out. And if you have to learn it on your own with no one showing you, it's a little bit hard to learn. But if you can have somebody just walk you through it once, you'll see how easy it is, and it will make your video so much better. Yeah, Tammy says basically just TikTok. You can edit and download with no watermark. Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. All right. Yeah. So TikTok Studio, but Tammy, I think is TikTok Studio available for everybody off the get go, or is that something you've got to like have a few posts first? I think. Yeah, but either way, TikTok Studio, I'm sure is has a few more bells and whistles. But again, I just use the regular TikTok editor, and I'm usually pretty fine. Yeah. Yeah. So to Tammy's point, yeah, if you use the studio, you don't need to actually post to TikTok, because if you edit in TikTok and then download without posting, there will be a watermark, which you don't want. And that's why so what I do is I just do my video, upload it to TikTok, add the captions, edit the captions. Or I'm sorry, I do the split first. So I just make sure the video is perfect. There's no ums and ahs. I get those out of there. Invariably, I'll say something that didn't need to be in the video, so I'll get that out of there. And then I will, and then I do my captions, edit the captions, because again, the captions are going to say, oh my God, the other day I said a word and TikTok said porn, and it was not even, it was like, the word was pull, and pull, whatever, the way I said it, I was like, holy cow. I mean, so, edit PULL. I was like, can you imagine if I didn't catch that? And that's all of a sudden up on TikTok. That'd have been hilarious. Yeah. So anyways, all right. Charles, Scott Nice said, you mentioned a video from yesterday. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm telling you, the one from yesterday, I'm actually going to do another video on it just to promote it, because it's so good. Go to Marketing Calendar, and I'll put the link in here, but this is just for general purposes. And if you're watching the recording, go to Resources, YouTube. Click right here, subscribe. It's just linked into our YouTube channel. And these are all the lives. Notify me, notify me, notify me. Anything that notify me would be from into the future. This is the one that we are on right now. That's tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. That's the one we're on right now. And this one right here. I will drop that into the right there. But yeah, it was called Top Tools to Get Listings. And in that, again, I walked through how to create and use, because again, I can print this. I went to Chat GPT and I said, hey, I got a Canon, I got an HP laser printers, kind of the standard $100 to $200 range printers. How much would it cost to print a 26-page color presentation? Came back and said between $6 to $10. So $6 to $10 versus $10 to $20 to generate new seller leads. That's why I like marketing listings for sale, because invariably 20 to 30% of those buyer leads, and buyer leads are coming in on average between $4 and $5 a lead. A lot of times between $2 and $5. So you'll see if you're generating buyer leads above $5, something's wrong. All right. Either you got bad images, maybe there's a bad Facebook audience that you just got, your ad shown to. At the link from our blog. In fact, let me show you that link. Let me show you here real quick. And oh my God, we're already 15 minutes over. I do this way too much. But if you go to listingstoleads.com/blog, and it's on page 2 right now. There we go. Page 2. But you can also use the search feature. And you want to find struggling with Facebook ads. Just type that in, struggling with Facebook ads. And you click on it. This right here. There are 2 interviews I did with clients in June. There is a couple of great posts from the mastermind group that I highly recommend that you take a look at. And then a 5 to 6, it's like 5 minutes and something second video where I walk you through how to do a Facebook ad, how to edit a Facebook ad, how to turn off a Facebook ad if it's, not doing well for you. I want to turn it off and redo it. And also, even better, how do I extend a currently good producing Facebook ad to run longer so that I don't lose? Like, for example, let's say I run an ad for $50 and I'm generating leads at $3.12. And of course, I got the AI text from Listening to Leads turned on. I don't want the ad to stop. I want that thing to keep running as long as I can keep generating leads at around, $3.30 or whatever it is. So this video walks you through how to add more budget and more time to that ad. All right. Sorry, everybody, for keeping us long. I hate doing that, but typically we do go a little bit long because there's a lot to talk about. But any questions for me before we leave? Everybody good to go? Tammy says, oopsie. Oh, were you referring to my TikTok, what they thought I said versus what I did say? Yeah. No, this should be available right now. I mean, if you go right now to YouTube, as soon as we hang up, right now you're watching me live, but as soon as we hang up, the recording should be right there, I believe. So again, just go into Listening to Leads, navigate to, go to Marketing Calendar, Resources, right there, Resources. And, let me use this handy dandy tool. So Resources right there. Click on YouTube. All right. Then click subscribe. And again, we're going to click where it says live right there. So click live. And then the one that we are on right now, I believe, is how to market listings. So right there, it says live. So as soon as we hang up, that should be live right there. All right. Anybody else with any great questions before we go? Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Yeah. Like when I saw that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Really? But it's funny because when I was listening to it, before I went into the editor, I had the same, I'm like, man, I'm like, the way I said that, it sounded a little off. I mean, it was Paul, but just the way, whatever, And so, so when I saw that, I wasn't surprised. But yeah, right. How many times do people just post without watching the video? And bad things can happen. Anyways. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to let you go. Have a great day. Get to the mastermind group, especially if you want to talk about getting those emails to your seller leads. All right, right here. Send the text to these homeowners. Get in there, comment on that, like it, ask me some questions. Let's get those things out the door. I want to get your feedback on it, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great one.